Welcome back. You're watching The Money Show with me, Kavita Thapliyal. Now, there are plethora of funds available in the market to invest your hard-earned money in, but how do you assess which is the right fund for your portfolio? What are the criteria that one should look at to help you navigate through this maze? Today, we have Nisreen Mamaji, CFP, Moneyworks Financial Services with us. Also, do not forget to send us your portfolio queries on our WhatsApp number, which is 865-797-4571. You can also email us your queries on themoneyshow@18now.tv. Hi, Nisreen. Good evening and welcome to The Money Show. We have a lot of questions for you coming in. Today, let's begin with Mr. J.S. Ramu's question and his financial portfolio details that has been shared with you as well. He's got Aditya Birla Sun Life Focused Fund, Aditya Birla Sun Life MNC Fund, DSP Small Cap, Franklin India Smaller Companies, Franklin India Primer, ICICI Pru Value Discovery, Mira Asset Emerging Blue Chip, SBI Healthcare Opportunity, SBI Blue Chip, Sundaram Large and Mid Cap, Tata Banking Financial Services, Tata Consumer Fund, Tata India Pharma and Healthcare, Tata Digital India, Tata Resources Energy, Tata Infrastructure, UTI Transportation and Logistics. This is the portfolio that he's sent, which is over diversified, as we all can see. We don't have him on the phone line, but what will be your first recommendation to Mr. Ramu's portfolio and we definitely need a lot of details and more clarity as to where he wants to go ahead with this kind of a portfolio mix, but too much of sector exposure and too much of repetition in his investments. What would you recommend?
Right. So, Kavita, I'm not very sure of his age or his goals, so in the absence of that information, which is very generic, also because we need information on who, how many dependents does he have, how far away is he from retirement, what are the children's ages, if at all there are children involved. But overall, I will give you a view. So basically, the asset allocation is 33% in sectoral or thematic funds, 16% towards large cap, 18% for large and mid, value and mid cap is again about 18% each, totaling 16%, and small cap is 17%. So the thing is that there are too many thematic funds, and this makes him a very aggressive investor. So typically, the retail investor is always advised to follow a moderate path and to have a balanced kind of a view, because if you go very aggressive in a certain theme which has not performed in the next 5 years, then you will get stuck for resources. Also, your principal amount might be lower, which will give you a very unsatisfactory investor experience. So therefore, it is better to go in a diversified kind of a strategy, especially, a higher focus towards a flexi or a large and mid category, whereby the volatility will be slightly lower and liquidity will be higher. So that is, the key points in this particular portfolio. So the Aditya Birla Sun Life Focused Fund has not performed very well in the large cap or the focused category, and he's advised to switch to, say, Nippon India Large Cap for that particular fund. Aditya Birla Sun Life MNC Fund also being thematic, he's advised to redeem that and perhaps go into a value or a mid-cap strategy, which is currently only 8% and 8%, totaling 16%. So he can definitely invest in Bandhan Sterling Value Fund or an HDFC mid-cap opportunity. So there he can, increase his exposure maybe by 50% each. The rest of the funds are actually doing quite well in its category. So I'm not recommending that he redeems all and he books his profits, because then there will be a tax liability as well. So he can continue with the funds, but over a period of time, he must make the portfolio a little more concise and have only, say, 1 or 2 particular funds in each category. The categories here which is recommended for is a large, a mid, a small, and also, say, a balanced advantage category or an equity savings category, which can give him funds in the shorter term and provide liquidity when needed, especially, say, in an emergency situation. And, to get out of all these so many themes, because it's possible that all these themes will not play out in the time frame that he desires.
Let's take Rajesh Kannan's question, Nisreen, and is there any mutual fund which invests in future companies, that is companies that are not currently listed in BSE and NSE? Nisreen.
So, currently we have only listed companies which are part of the mutual fund portfolios. We're not allowed to invest, in any fund which is not a listed company, because this provides transparency and liquidity to the investors, making it easier for investors to buy and sell mutual funds. So in the interest of transparency and liquidity, they have to be listed. Now, even if mutual funds cannot directly invest in unlisted companies, there are some other categories of investments, such as private equity funds or venture capital, which can invest in unlisted or startup companies, but these typically have a very different structure. So as far as mutual funds are concerned, it's not possible to invest in unlisted companies.
I think with that, it's time up on the show today. Thank you so much for taking time out and helping our viewers with their financial portfolio queries. And before I sign off, I'm going to leave you with our WhatsApp number and email ID where you can send us your question. And do remember to send us a complete detail of your financial portfolio so that our experts have the right details to help you sort out your financial goals. Thank you so much for watching. Goodbye.